AM Caffeine Morning Show in the building. Special guest today, the one and only Dondre Whitfield.
Boom.
Dre, thanks for coming.
Thank you, man.
Can you bring salad next time, dog?
No, man. Come on, man.
No? AM Caffeine Morning Show.
Get your morning started the right way with the AM Caffeine Morning Show.
It's the AM Caffeine Morning Show today, man. You know, we usually kind of we keep our interviews, and a lot of times we have our guests come in on Friday, but it's Wednesday, and today I was like, let me reach out to my boy, man, actor extraordinaire, been in the game for such a long time, and he's been on every damn TV show. I mean, CSI. He's been on all them CSI joints. He was been nominated for daytime Emmys for soap operas. He's been on the Cosby Show. I got to talk about Bill Cosby, too. I just got to ask him. The one and only, my man, Dondre Whitfield is in the damn building today, dude.
What's going on?
Roncie, bring your applause down.
Yeah, he's bringing the light-skinned brothers back.
See, and I was going to talk about that because then again, I don't know who keeps booking our guests. But we had Fizz from B2K. We had my man Jonathan McDaniel, who's from Hit the Floor. Like, can somebody please get Idris Elba on the phone? Like, it's too much light skin going on, dude. My man Dre. What's up, Dre?
What's going on, man?
Why can we hear Dre? Let's turn him up a little bit. Well, yeah, let's get Dre right.
What's going on? I know I got enough voice.
There you go.
I got enough voice.
Now, Dre, my homie, dude, been around for such a long time. Me and Dre have been friends. And Dre, I never, ever want to disrespect you whatsoever. So let me know, is there an issue because I have on Dre beats? And when I first heard about Dre, I thought they were yours. And then when I realized they were Dr. Dre's, I felt a certain kind of way. And now that you're here, because I don't know Dr. Dre, I'll throw these craps in the trash. You let me know, because you're the only Dre that I know personally.
No disrespect,
okay.
I love that.
Okay, just let me know what it is, because I thought they were yours. Dondre Whitfield's in the building today. He's going to rock with us for this whole hour. We're going to talk to him just not about his journey as an actor, but what he has going on now is a lot of things that we were talking about off air about what his purpose is now.
Yeah, man.
And he has found what his purpose is in life. And Dre, I mean, you shed so much education before the show started, and I want to be able to share that with our listeners.
Hey, man, let's get it. That's what this is all about, man.
All right. So, Ron C, we're going to get into this mix. Now, here's what it is. Dre's from Brooklyn, and if you know Dre, like I know Dre, he wears that New York. Dre, how long you been in L.A.?
Almost 20 years.
Okay,
now.
See, here's the thing. You're really in L.A., dog. Like,
no,
Dre.
I spent more years in New York than I did.
How much, Dre? I mean, it's kind of close, ain't it?
It's creeping. it's creeping. But let me say this to you. Here's what's so hilarious. I am so New York.
I know.
And that's no disrespect to the West Coast, because I obviously love the West Coast. I've been living here for, like I said, for almost 20 years.
Right.
I love so many things about the West Coast, but there's so many things, so many ways that I'm connected to my East Coast roots and growing up in Brooklyn and what it did for me, that the other day, a friend of mine asked my son, who's 7, he said, hey, Dre, where you from? Because my name is Dondre,
right?
But I named my son Dre.
Dre, okay.
Not Dondre. I didn't want to do a junior.
Right.
He's just Dre.
Dre, right.
So he asked him, he said, hey, Dre, where are you from? He said, oh, I'm from Brooklyn.
No, he didn't.
My hand to God, dog. My 7-year-old son.
Was that a proud moment for you?
Let me tell you something. I was like, you ain't. Okay.
That's love.
Okay. Yeah, man. It's so crazy, man. Like, that dude really is like little me. You know me.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't really know me. Like, some people ask me, they're like, what's some of the best work you ever did in your life? And I said, The Cosby Show.
Right.
Playing Robert.
Right.
Because that's so far away from everything that I
that
ever
you are.
was.
Right.
And at the time that I was doing that show when I was 15, I was still living in the hood.
Right.
I was still living
So
in,
you
around
was
my
you
way.
was
Bro,
really
so
that.
I was really
on
that.
some New York, right?
So when you see
Good
this,
morning.
like, you
This
know,
is your AM
Right.
performing thing,
wake-up
Right.
call.
dude, that was some great work, homeboy.
So, Ron, say what the hell is that?
Is somebody on the toilet?
Yeah, turn that down. What the hell? Hey, he from New York. He might pull something out. Like, come on, dog. So because Dre's from New York, we're gonna do. Can we play a lot of? Let's do some East Coast stuff for Dre. And here's the thing. I moved from New York to California. But I'm so California. I moved here when I was 6 years old. But shout out 1510 Carroll Street between Albany and Troy.
You're really West Coast. Like you shouldn't even
all day.
You shouldn't even mention New York.
You're
You moved
right.
here at 6.
No, you're right.
You're not even. Who is he fooling?
Right, right. You're right. But I still have a lot of family. All my family is still there. My
Your
aunts,
family is from the East
get-
Coast.
You're right.
You're from the West Coast.
Well, I just wanted to make sure. I wanted
I'm
to get
just
another
saying.
connection
I love you, but you know what I'm saying?
between Albany and Troy, Carroll Street. Can I get that?
Okay. All right. All right.
1510. I still remember
Your
my address.
Your family could get that.
I can't get that.
You can't get that.
Doc, rep your hood. What's your hood now?
My hood's really Rolling Heights, California.
There it
Rolling
is.
Heights all day. Rolling
There it
Heights.
is.
There it
There it
is.
is.
Off the 60 freeway.
Okay, there you go.
AM Caffeine Morning Show's in the building. Dondre's with us. Ron C on the ones and twos. East Coast. Let's do that for my man Dre today.
I got it.
Let it go. AM Caffeine Morning Show.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is usually the time that Rhea B is here and we do her double shot and we do some gossip and all that, but she's somewhere in Lamar's class about to drop this kid. My man Dre's in the building. We got so much to talk about, so I'm just going to rock with Dre. Like, we don't need all no gossip today.
We don't need that.
We don't need that.
You know what? Let me tell you something. The
Tell me.
reason why that gossip is not in the building is because I am a discipled man and I don't believe in no gossip.
Oh.
So God, just go ahead and just remove that from the area code. So I'm all good, baby. I'm all good. Today, y'all gonna get some love.
That's what I'm talking about.
And y'all just gonna get some wisdom off 46 years of living life. Man, let me tell you something, man. I'm so clear right now with where I am in my walk, with my responsibility as a man, being a husband, being a father. Man, life is just. It sounds corny, but I'm creating a new hashtag. Real talk. When y'all tweet me back at Dondre Whitfield, Dondre Whitfield, WHITFIELD, hit hashtag corny is cool.
Okay, corny is cool.
Corny is cool.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't
Let me
nothing
tell you
wrong
something,
with
man.
being corny, dude.
Everything that I said was corny when I was a kid was code for what I really wanted to do.
Right.
I was like, I ain't going horseback riding. That's corny.
Right.
Put me on a horse and see
Right
what
now,
happens.
saddle me up.
Get a saddle right now and see what happens.
Right.
I was like, I'm not playing no golf. Golf is corny. Let me tell you something.
You be
I
out there.
belong to a country club, homeboy. You don't want to see your man out there on that golf course. And I ain't talking about. There's a couple brothers that just go out there. They get dressed.
They look the part. You out there
Nah,
official.
homie, I do's this.
Official.
Yeah, man, this is all official.
So Dre, wow, like you said, you're 46, young.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
How long has it, as a professional actor, how long has it been?
It's frightening to say. It's frightening to say. It's been 31 professional years.
31, but Dre, although you joke about it being funny to say, but that's a testament.
That's a blessing.
For
Man.
31 years, there's a lot of cats that get one acting gig tomorrow, and then they're, thank you.
And they hold on to that one role.
And and then tomorrow they're like, you want some fries with that? You want me to supersize that orange high C? So that's serious, Dre, to have been in the game
It is.
so long and still working.
That's real.
Dre, when was the first time you saw yourself on TV?
When I did the Cosby Show, that was my first
That
job.
was the first job.
my-
Was the Cosby Show?
That was my first job. That was my first job. Like right out the gate, that was my first job. Let me tell you how that came up.
Wait, just as a segue to that and a prelude, had you been auditioning for other things a lot?
Yes. So I auditioned. That was the story I was about to tell you.
Okay, well, let me know on my own show.
So let me free you.
Right.
So I had been auditioning for literally 2 months.
Okay.
No job. Just like that.
Right.
Pause.
Pause.
No job, right? So literally, I called my agent. Now I'm 15 at the time. So I called my agent. I said, hey, listen, I'm sorry I've been wasting your time. Obviously, I'm not
that good.
This. You know, this is not my thing. So, you know, my apologies. You know, I'm gonna have to bail out. I'm good.
Wow.
And she was like, God bless her. I got it. And to this day, like we're on Facebook together. She's one of my Facebook friends. We're still in contact. She said, "No, Dondre, no." No, that's my Caucasian lady.
I guess I already knew what she was from that.
No, it was so soothing. Like I felt so loved. You know what I'm saying? Like she really, like I felt like she really did care about me. Like,
right.
She was like, "No, this is gonna bring you out of. This is gonna bring you everything you want." Like,
right.
She's like, "No." She said, "No." She's like, "No." She was like this loving aunt. You know what I mean? And she was like, "No, Dondre, no." She was like, "You're doing all the things that you should be doing. You're getting all this great feedback and these callbacks, and it's just wonderful. You're wonderful. It's wonderful. It's gonna be wonderful.
Everything's gonna be wonderful."
And she made me like, I was like, it could be wonderful.
Right.
And I told her, I was like, well, look, let me just say this. I was like, listen, where I come from, you either get checks or you don't. Now I'm 15. Now can you imagine?
But what checks?
15.
What checks were you talking about?
That's what we, that's the Brooklyn state of my life. We get checks.
We get paid around here.
We do checks. I was like, yo, lady, we either get checks or you don't. You don't get checks. You don't do this. 15. She's like, no, Dondre,
no, it's gonna be wonderful.
Like, don't worry about the checks. It's gonna be wonderful. I said I'm gonna give it one more shot. And I'm telling you, man, this is where you gotta really stay. God sends you people as a conduit for you to really get through the stuff that you're supposed to be, the spaces that you're supposed to be in life.
Right.
Right? So there are certain messengers that we get on a day-to-day basis that allow us to get to the places that we're supposed to be in. And she was one of my messengers.
Right.
I almost gave up on that. And without that messenger, I would have. Mm-hmm. So literally, 2 weeks later, I get an audition for the Cosby Show. And, it's the #1 show on television, the most watched show on television. And, man, I remember going in the room, having Bill Cosby there, having Tippers Bledsoe there, and there was a dude that was working across from me, and we had to do this scene together.
So with that scene out, Bill Cosby's there?
He's sitting right there.
Oh, snap.
He's sitting right there. And I remember having...
What was that feeling?
It was the nervous energy was so intense, and I wanted that show so badly that I had incredible Hulk strength.
Right.
So in this scene that I'm doing with this dude, and he was in the room with me, we're supposed to be playing best friends.
Right.
And he was supposed to say, my line was, "You didn't tell Vanessa that I said that I like her, did you?" In a panic, right? And I was supposed to grab him like, "You didn't,
Yeah, bro.
And you don't mean like I was supposed to be like incredible. Like I literally grabbed him and lifted him off the ground.
Wow.
So his feet were literally dangling in the air, which of course is hysterical.
Right.
Look at it.
Right.
Right. So Mr. C he's hysterically crying. Tempest is laughing. The other executive producers and everybody's laughing. Long story short, your man is in the building getting them checks. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It is wonderful.
How long was the show airing before you got on the show?
It literally took. Let me see. I think the show was on the air for like 2 seasons before I got on.
Okay, so you were familiar.
So
Yeah.
I already knew what it was.
Okay.
Right.
But it's crazy. Whenever you get, I had fame before I had money. Being on that show, you get instant recognition.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So people are like, "Hey, I know you."
Right.
So I'm like still on the train.
Right.
Like I'm literally like this.
Right.
Real life.
I know that.
People like this. I'm like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Aren't you?" And I'm like, "Nah, that's I know who you talking about."
People mistake me for him all the time.
And if I see that dude, I'm gonna slap him. And that was the only way to get people like off of it. But sometimes when you see somebody, you like,
man, I know that.
You
stop
man.
playing. That's
yeah.
you.
So sometimes I had to really give it up.
Right.
But it's hard not having the money to hide when you become pseudo famous. Like
right. So now that character was that 2 years? Was it a 2 year?
That was 3 seasons, man.
It was 3 seasons.
Like off and on, like for 3 seasons.
Now, and I know we talked about the whole gossip thing and all that, but your interaction with Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
How did you feel when all this crap, all this stuff is being said about him? And almost everybody that I know that I have seen with interviews and stuff like that have worked with him, they've always said, hey, that's not the Bill that I knew.
Right.
That's not what I got. So I can't speak for, I can only speak for my interaction and how we did. How did you, first of all, how was your relationship with him on set and maybe even off set? Because a lot of folks said they, acted as a mentor and things of that nature. And then how did you just feel when all this stuff started coming out?
Well, he was like like a father figure.
Right.
He was a father figure to all of us. And absolutely a great mentor. He taught me how to not only be a professional in this industry, but be a black man of integrity in this industry. Mm-hmm. And so when all of these allegations came up, it really hurt me to my heart because I said, wow. Now, let me just say this. I don't know what happened because I wasn't in the room when anything went down.
Right.
I will say this. There are a few things that give pause for thought. As a father, let me start by saying this. As a father, as a husband, if he did anything that was inappropriate and against the law, perpetrated any crimes against any women, I honestly feel like he should pay for it.
Right.
That's my God's honest. That's my
agree.
truth.
I agree.
That's my truth.
I
I'm a man first.
I agree.
And you don't violate a woman, okay? So if any of those things are true, he should absolutely pay for it. With that said, here's what I want. I want for the truth to come out wherever it is, and let's deal with it there. What I want is for us to stop the witch hunt. You got a guy, an actor by the name of Stephen Collins, happens to be Caucasian. Mm-hmm. This guy we found out that this guy is actually he's molested children. Uh-huh. He's still on the air.
Right.
He still has a job on the air.
Right.
Not only is his show on the air, but he's still working. Mm-hmm. Okay? Charlie Sheen, they're talking about that this guy knew he had HIV and was purposely having sex with women.
Right.
Knowing he had HIV.
Right.
He's still on the air. Mm-hmm. They've taken the Cosby Show off the air.
Wow. Off of allegations.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay? We haven't even gotten anything. This man hasn't even gone to court. Hasn't had his day in court. And they have already crucified him. Yeah. They've already made him guilty. I don't care what anybody says. And hear this clearly, because I know how people chop tapes up. I am a husband. I am a father. I have a mother. I would not do anything to speak anything against any woman, and would not do anything to not empower a woman. This doesn't have anything to do with that.
Right.
This has to do with our criminal justice system. And they are making him guilty of allegations that have not been proven. Now, let's look at what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the 70s. People were doing a bunch of things. We're not talking about morality. We're talking about legality.
Okay.
Morality is one thing. Legality is another.
Something different.
Okay? Morality is, okay, hey, you want to do some drugs? You want to enhance our sexual experience? Awesome, let's do that. I've got that. Would you like to partake? Sure, I would. Awesome. And we do that. Now, this is a question of morality. Should we be doing that? Maybe not. But is that against the law?
No,
it's not.
Yeah.
Okay? So in the 70s, people were doing that. Now let's really deal with what's real. Predominantly, these are Caucasian women. In the 70s, black men were not in the space that they're in today. We're still in a space where even if you allege something that a black man has done to you as a Caucasian woman, a black man is going to be on fire.
Yeah.
Okay?
You going away.
In the 70s, are you kidding?
Yeah, that's what I said.
In the 70s, they would have burned him at the stake.
Yep.
In the 70s.
Money or no money.
Money or no money. Now, I will say this. Being sensitive to what, because I can hear women right now. Well, you know, women who are violated don't feel like, you know, because they are a victim, they don't feel like they have a space where people are going to believe them when they tell their truth.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this. I absolutely and totally agree. And this is why we need to have men step up and be men and give women the space that they need to feel safe when they do come forward, have the courage to come forward to say, hey, I have been violated. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need to do everything that we need to do in order to ensure that our women know that this is a safe place for them to be in. But now, let's really get to all of that. The reason why they don't is because they're not taken seriously when they do, and then here's the damage that gets caused by what's happening now. When you wait
so long
for 30 years,
right,
to say that, and now everybody's being represented by Gloria Allred,
and you know how she get down,
who unfortunately has been known as an ambulance chaser from time to time.
Right.
When you've got all of these plaintiffs being represented by one woman, it seems as though now the call is being put out. Hey, did anything
ever happen
inappropriately? Or I know you knew him.
Right.
Did anything inappropriate happen? I'm just saying. It did? Okay, I'll represent you. That's the feeling it starts to take on. Mm-hmm. But just so we are clear that the black man can still be under attack, they have made Bill Cosby guilty of these allegations without any proof. They've taken the show off the air, and they're literally making it like this show never even existed.
You're right.
And we've got Caucasian men who have been proven
of wrongdoing.
And
there's still
crimes.
Right.
In fact, crimes. In fact, I said crimes
against
children.
In
fact, against children and against women. Mm-hmm. And they're still on the air. Currently, there's something wrong with that.
AM Caffeine Morning Show. Ron C.
Yo.
Let's get into a couple joints. Let's cool that down.
Sorry, my bad.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
All that this early in the morning?
I'm sorry.
I didn't know he was going to give me all that damn knowledge. AM Caffeine Morning Show. Dondre is in the building. So much more to talk about. Ron C, let's give me a couple more joints. We're going to come back, talk to Dre.
Okay.
He has a lot of stuff in the works.
Yes, sir.
Real Husbands of Hollywood. We're going to kind of talk about that. And then again, we're going to talk about his purpose. His purpose. AM Caffeine Morning Show's in the building.
Boom.
Ron C, let that crap go, dog.
Woo!
And building Dre.
Yes, sir.
You know, this really early. You can't really, I understand you got a lot of knowledge, but it's early, dog. A lot of people ain't ready to receive all that.
Let me just say this, though. In closing with all of that, there's nothing in my being as a man, as a logical man. You know, where there's a lot of smoke, there could be a fire.
That's my whole thing,
Where there's
Dre.
a lot of smoke, there could be a fire.
Even if it's just one, it's a huge violation.
Trust me, that is not deaf on me. And that's the part that hurts my heart the most.
Right.
Is that it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible. But like I said, I want the day in court. I want the truth to come out, and whatever does come out, let's act accordingly, man.
I mean, I'm a huge Bill Cosby fan. Literally, in my office, I have Bill Cosby. I have 3 Bill Cosby movies, posters framed on my wall. The 3 that he did with Sidney Poitier. Which way is up? A piece of the action, and let's do it again. I think too one of the greatest duos ever. And when all the stuff came out, I literally felt I was going to take those posters down. I swear I was going to take the posters down. But I was like, that's really, like, his work in those movies were just so phenomenal.
And let me just say this. That's unfair, too. Because just like, now let me shift it. Pete Rose, who has been accused of
the gambling, the whole thing of baseball.
He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Right.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Because it has nothing to do with his performance as a baseball player.
The Hall of Fame is about your performance on the field.
And right. Period.
That guy has the most hits of anybody in the history of the game. Absolutely belongs in the Hall of Fame.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Period.
No question.
Period.
AM Caffeine Morning. So Dre. 2015, we know the body of work. Just, we talked about the Cosby Show. You got the X-Files, Cold Case, the movies you worked with Bernie Mac, all that crap. And all that has brought you to where we are today, 2016, where you feel that you have finally found what your purpose is. And the journey from being an actor for 31 years, it has taken you that long to get to the place where you are now. What was the defining moment for you where you felt like outside of acting and you wanted to use that to take you to a level where you can help teach and tell folks about your purpose? What was that defining moment for you?
It's interesting that you say that because, first of all, if I didn't know my purpose, I would have been real offended that you referred to all of my work as crap. But
I did say all that crap, huh?
You caught that, right? You caught that. Okay, y'all caught that, right?
That was crap with love, though.
No,
it was lovely crap.
The moment is come and gone now, Doc. The moment is come and gone. So I was like, wow, really?
Really?
Are we friends?
Are we
crap? Friends? I was like, wow. But the defining moment was my wife and I. We did a marriage panel.
Okay.
For the Merge, which is a summit. It's a conference that gets you to understand how to merge your faith with the entertainment industry.
Wow.
3 couples. Angela Bassett, her husband Courtney B. Vance, myself, my wife, Sally Richardson Whitfield.
Oh, wait.
All right. That was too harsh, Doc.
Dre, just so you know,
I get it.
And you know that you're my man.
We're friends.
And I love Sally.
I get it.
But when you guys are together, low key, when you guys walk away, I just throw that out there.
She a bad member.
I just throw that out there.
She a bad member.
So harsh. And then my good friend Devon Franklin and his wife Megan Good.
Okay.
Ooh.
You already know there's another.
All right.
That's enough.
That's too much.
See all
That's
this?
too much.
Too much.
My bad. I'm out of line.
So Devon is gonna be like, you let him do that?
Yeah, right. You didn't say nothing.
So 3 couples, the 6 of us are on this stage. Now you already can feel the power.
The power,
right?
Absolutely.
So my wife and I are sitting in the middle of these 2 couples.
Okay.
And I was sitting there, and I literally said this to myself. I was like, ooh, what is that about? Mm-hmm. Why are we in the middle? I already know that there's always purpose in everything. Mm-hmm. There are no coincidences. And I sat there and I struggled with that for a second. But then I left it alone. I did my thing. The brother who moderated the panel, after we got done with the panel, said, hey, man, how long have you been a speaker? I said, 15 minutes.
As long as we've been on this stage.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, no. How long have you been a speaker? I'm like, I'm not a speaker. I'm an actor. You ask me questions.
And I answer.
And I answer them. That's
right.
what I do. He was like, no, man. I've known speakers who've done this for 20 years that couldn't control that room the way you did.
Wow.
He goes, dude, you are a speaker. Now, here again, remember I told you, God always sends us messengers.
That messenger.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is this dude talking about? He was like, yo, can we stay in touch? I got some stuff I think, we should talk about. I was like, yeah, sure. Oh, okay. This dude is relentless.
he's on you.
Relentless. like the Energizer Bunny, like just constantly
going.
boom, 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 boom. But God sent. Man, it never really dawned on me before. But all of the things, my acting career, me speaking in prisons, me speaking in schools, me doing all the things, my stand-up, all of the things, all these things that I've ever done in my life were literally tools to suit my purpose.
Right.
My great-grandmother, Sadie, you know you from the South. When you
was a Sadie.
My great-grandmother Sadie used to always say when people, when you grow up in a black household, you get told to shut up so often that it's...
I think that's your name.
You know that's your...
Right.
Hey, boy, shut up. Boy, shut up. My great-grandmother Sadie would never let people tell me to shut up. She'd always say, don't tell that boy to shut up. So my grandmother she asked her one day, she said, Grandma Sadie, why don't you want people to tell him to shut up? It always gets me emotional whenever I go through this story. She said, because one day this boy is going to speak to millions of people.
Wow.
Ooh, I just got chills.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, she died year before last. She's responsible she's the person that I got all my courage from. I could do anything from, that comes from my grandmother. My grandmother was the maverick that moved the family from Newburgh, North Carolina to Brooklyn. Who does that? Right? And a woman.
Right. And then. Yeah.
She told me this story again. The first time I heard it, I thought my grandmother Sadie was talking about me being an actor. But then I thought about that. When everything started unfolding, I was like, no.
That's not what she meant.
As an actor, I speak to other actors. I'm seen by millions of people. But she said, speaking to millions of people.
Right.
And when I came into my purpose and when I was trying to deny it, and I heard that again, I said, that's what she was talking about.
That's what she was talking about.
Wow.
And that's
crazy.
Killed me.
That's crazy.
Dude. That right there, and now when I tell you fire right now, fire. You don't want to be in a venue and me have a microphone.
It's on.
While you in it. It's fire. It's fire.
So, with now finding your purpose and being able to define it, how is it that you are now trying to get folks to receive that? Are you going to colleges? You're lecturing? How is there a plan?
Everywhere. First of all, you guys can go to themanhoodtour.com so you can check out exactly what I'm doing with my two partners, Hassani Pettiford and Brian Heat. So we're doing that. We're transforming males into men. And I know a lot of people are going, isn't that the same thing? No.
Drop a jewel on them real quick.
Boys, let's work backwards. Boys are males who generally look to be served. Right?
Okay.
So if a boy is someone who generally looks to be served, and a man is the opposite of a boy, then a man has to be a male who looks to be of service.
Ooh.
Boom.
Boom.
I hope y'all listening to this.
Boom.
Okay? Now, without a doubt.
Hiroshima.
Break it down. Okay? So, sisters, and y'all can holler if you hear me. And I already hear you hollering. When you come across a brother who's wearing the uniform of a man, he has facial hair, he's got a little bit of money, he's got a nice car, he got a nice house, he got a nice, all of those things, all the little collections that men seem to have, but you don't feel like you're covered like you would with a man, then what you're dealing with is a grown male who has the mentality of a boy.
Oh. Damn.
So the Manhood Tour is what we use to transform males into men. Because let me tell you something. A woman can't produce a man. A woman can only produce a male. A man has to produce a man.
Say that one more time.
Wow.
Say that one more time.
A man has got to
Dropping
produce
coins.
a man. A man, it's going to take a man to usher you into manhood.
Into manhood.
A woman can't do that.
Yep.
Period. So let me give you another one, and I just love this. We talk about this all the time, and sisters are running around. I can hear brothers right now. Yeah, but I would be a man if I'm dealing with this sister. She crazy. The majority of our sisters are acting crazy. They have symptoms of being crazy because they've been dealing with males that are not men, and they don't feel covered. And when a woman doesn't feel safe, when she doesn't feel covered, she can absolutely act crazy because she now knows that she has to take care of herself in a way that God intentioned a man to care for her.
Wow.
So I'm justified to be 5150.
Yes.
Yeah, I have justification here.
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
But now a queen, let's now deal with a queen. A queen has to understand that that's the reason why she has these symptoms of being crazy.
Yep.
And she has to fight against acting crazy.
Yep. And being bitter.
Because she's missing a king in her life. Whoa. Because you're missing a king in your life is no reason for you to not act like a queen.
Right.
So check this out. I got a sister that I started working with that I don't really like the word counsel or counseling, so I'll say thought leading. Powerful sister in our industry. And one day we were talking, and I literally started leading her through a bunch of things because she was going through some relationship things, she was going through career things and kid things and all of these, and I mean supremely powerful. I'm gonna come back here when I can reveal it.
Dre, you got to.
I'm gonna come back here when I can reveal it. But I'm gonna give you the jewel that came out of it.
Please.
One day, she asked me if I saw a show that's on the air currently. I don't want to say who it is because these are all friends of mine, and unfortunately, they're missing the mark. So she asked me if I saw this show, and I said, yeah, I did. And I said, it's damaging because it's damaging for males to hear this perspective, and it's damaging for women to hear this perspective because they're going to receive it as gospel. And I said, every time I see these kinds of shows, it makes me know that I need my own show. And she paused for 5 minutes. And she said, you know what? You do need your own show. I was like, thanks, sis. I was like, I appreciate that. She said, would you mind if I put this in front of my producing partner? And I said,
absolutely not. Let's go.
I think that's what you should do.
Right.
When you hear who it is, you're going to be like, oh, are you kidding?
Right.
She said, what you've done for me, the world needs. And I'm going to make sure
that happens.
That happens.
AM Caffeine Morning Show, Dre. So when that unfolds.
Yes, I'm coming back.
You already know what it is.
This out.
Can you bring Sally?
Remember, I'm going to bring her, but you got to act right.
Right.
This is like this.
Right.
This can't happen.
This is inappropriate.
I'm going to have my game face on.
I mean, for real.
I'm going to be on my best behavior.
Everything got to be different.
No problem.
I want a different haircut, cologne, toothpaste, whatever you did today.
Do not do it on that
different.
day. I got you.
Because this is inappropriate.
You're right. And you know what? As a man.
I mean, for real.
As a man, I can accept that and apologize. And next time, I'm going to be on my best behavior.
Sis, you feel what I'm saying?
I completely feel
you know what this
saying.
is. This is not.
I know Doc.
Come on.
I know Doc very well.
AM Caffeine Morning Show, my man, Dondre Whitfield, rock with us for this whole hour. Dre, thanks so much. So, Dre, how can folks find you social media? How can they reach out to you if they want to hear your purpose?
At Dondre Whitfield, Dondre Whitfield, WHITFIELD. Holla at me on Twitter because I actually tweet back. I love my folks, particularly when somebody reaches out to me when they got issue. So when you got an issue, reach out to me because this is a part of my purpose. Okay? Instagram is all Dondre, so hit that. ALLDONDRE. Hit me. There it is.
Dondre Whitfield with the AM Caffeine Morning Show. Ron C, Smooth D, Rhea Bia. You guys missed a treat. And on Friday, you are here. I'm Smooth D. on Friday, we have another special show, man. One of my favorite R&B groups of all time. Troop is going to be rocking with us on Friday, dog. And I got stories with those brothers. Let me tell you. AM Caffeine Morning Show's in the building. How we get down. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Drake, thanks so much for taking the time rocking with us.
You know what it is.
Bring Sally next time. AM Caffeine Morning Show. We out.
Come different.
Yeah. Thanks, Drake.
Get your morning started the right way with the AM Caffeine Morning Show.